Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the gradient and y-intercept of a graph in order to find unknown quantities. In the question, we've been given an equation here, and we've been asked to determine the values of both c and r1. Note that they've given us a graph, a nice straight line graph, so there should be a clue there that we're going to need to probably determine the gradient or the y-intercept, or perhaps both. What we're always going to need to do in questions like this is to compare the equation they've given us to the equation of a straight line, that is y equals mx plus c. Now, looking at the equation they've given us, it's not quite in that format yet because of the brackets, so we're going to need to expand the brackets out and see how it looks after that. So t is equal to r1 c log 2 plus 2 r2 c log 2. And if we have a look at our graph, we can see that they've plotted t on the y-axis and r2 on the x-axis. So that's what we kind of need to align with our y equals mx plus c. To make that a little bit clearer, I'm just going to rearrange the equation I've written here. So I'll write it as t is equal to 2c log 2 multiplied by r2 plus r1 c log 2. And the reason for that is that I'm going to write below that the equation of a straight line, that is y equals mx plus c. And I can now compare those two equations and match up the components. So we can see that we have plotted t on the y-axis, and that lines up nicely there. And we've plotted r2 on the x-axis, and that lines up nicely there. This means that the gradient will be equal to the rest of this term here, that is 2c log 2, and the y-intercept will be equal to r1 c log 2. So that gives us somewhere to start now. We now need to decide whether to start with finding the gradient or finding the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept has two unknowns, both r1 and c appear in there, so we can't find that yet. But if we look at the gradient, it includes only one unknown, that is c. So we're going to start with the gradient. So when we're finding the gradient of any graph, we should always draw as big a triangle as possible. I'm going to use pretty much the entire triangle here to get the best possible answer. So using a ruler, I'm going to draw a straight line down there and a straight line across there to form my triangle. And the coordinates at either end of that triangle, on the x-axis we have here 11.9, and on the y-axis 1.3. And on the other corner we have 0 and 0.645. So now I can find my gradient m is equals delta y over delta x. So that is 1.3 take away 0.645 for the change in y, divided by 11.9 kiloohms. So let's put this into SI units. Let's put it into ohms. So that's 11,900 ohms, take away 0. And that gives us an answer of 5.50 times 10 to the minus 5 for our gradient. Now we know that the gradient m is equal to 2c log 2, so we can rearrange that to get c, the capacitance, is equal to the gradient divided by 2 log 2. Which gives us a value of 3.97 times 10 to the minus 5 farads. So partway there now, that's our capacitance sorted. We now need to find the value for R1, and we're going to use the y-intercept to get that because we now have everything we need in order to do that. So the first thing we need to do is find the y-intercept from the graph. Well, the good news is we've already done that. Because we use such a large triangle, we actually selected the y-intercept to be 0.645, We're allowed to just read it directly off this graph because the x-axis is unbroken. It goes all the way to 0. So that is our y-intercept of 0.645. I'm not going to write the y-intercept as c here because that'll get confusing with our other c. So I'll just call it the y-intercept. And we know that that's going to be equal to r1 c log 2. So rearranging for r1 gives us y-intercept divided by c log 2. We can plug in our values now, 0.645, and our value for c, 3.97, times 10 to the minus 5, multiplied by log 2, and that will give us an R1 value of 2.34, multiplied by 10 to the 4 ohms.